Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple, your no shit gaming news video. That's 3 news stories in one video with zero faff. The next generation of game consoles is due to launch at the end of this year, but we've seen fairly little in terms of what these machines will actually offer. That was supposed to all change last Thursday during Microsoft's Inside Xbox livestream. What was hyped to be the first look at real gameplay running on the powerful Xbox Series X console turned out to be a series of cinematic trailers with little to no gameplay whatsoever. Some of the games in the showcase did look like promising concepts, such as Scorn, which is clearly inspired by the work of H.R. Geiger, the original artist behind the Alien franchise, or Bright Memory Infinite, which looks like every cool idea you've ever had thrown into one game, all made by just one guy. But for the most part, these interesting concepts were just that, concepts with no gameplay to back them up. The biggest letdown was the recently unveiled Assassin's Creed Valhalla. This game was the last one to be shown off, and when people say we should expect gameplay, we expect gameplay. I hope I don't get cancelled for having such a hot take. The trailer currently sits at 24,000 likes to 47,000 dislikes. Yikes. Even the game's media outlets, which typically side with the publishers, are taking digs at the stream. Following that disastrous livestream, which has 44,000 likes to 34,000 dislikes, Microsoft has admitted that it set some wrong expectations. In response to criticism on Twitter, General Manager of Xbox Games Marketing, Aaron Greenberg, said, "Had we not said anything and just shown May Inside Xbox show like we did last month, I suspect reactions might have been different. Clearly, we set some wrong expectations and that's on us. We appreciate all the feedback and can assure you we will take it all in and learn as a team." Telling people to expect the first look at Xbox Series X gameplay and then showing nothing outside of some in-game cinematics and pre-rendered trailers isn't the best way to stimulate hype for your console. If he had just said nothing and let the show go as normal, it would have gone by unnoticed and people would have enjoyed their trailers and moved on. Assassin's Creed took the bulk of the backlash, considering it was the biggest game featured on Inside Xbox. After leaks and rumours for months and months, Assassin's Creed Valhalla was finally revealed with a lengthy live stream of artist Boss Logic creating a picture in real time. Shortly after, a classic Ubisoft flashy trailer was shared which opened pre-orders and began the marketing push. Ubisoft itself was promoting that Inside Xbox would debut gameplay, and when what was shown was far from what anyone expected, there was more than a little shit flung their way.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
Game director Ashraf Ismail has been addressing the criticisms on Twitter, saying, "You rightfully expected to see more today. We have a long marketing campaign ahead of us. You will see in-depth gameplay and get a lot more info about the game. Thank you for your excitement and passion. Be patient with us and be kind. It will be worth it." Telling gamers to be patient and kind?
You're not from around here, are you?
Most of the replies to his tweet are actually very supportive and civil, but there's always a few assholes out there. Dear viewer, please don't be that guy. Inside Xbox was such a disaster, none of us on the PGG Discord, which you can find a link for down below, won our game of bingo. I mean, what a complete waste of my time.
Fucking embarrassing. Waste of our time. Fucking waste of our time.
Are you happy with what we saw and are just excited to see any new games, or are you like me and would like to see gameplay when you're told that's what you're gonna get? Comment below with your thoughts. In other Assassin's Creed news, Valhalla will apparently be shorter and smaller than its predecessor, Odyssey. This info comes from a tweet by Ubisoft's head of communications for the Middle East, Malek Tafaha, which was translated to mean, "FYI, it won't be the longest or biggest game in the series." They addressed criticism on this one. If this is true, this is definitely a good thing because Odyssey definitely fell into the trap of being too big and filled with excess bloat. After playing for about 20 hours or so over the past few weeks, I've found myself moving on to other things. I'll go back to it eventually, but everything was just so drawn out and I just couldn't take it anymore. However, lots of people do really like Odyssey, so let me know what you think. Would you rather a smaller and potentially more focused game, or the biggest game world ever with all the objective markers you could ever want? Xbox isn't the only one having a rough time of it, Sony is too, and this time it's nothing to do with devastating leaks. According to games industry analyst Daniel Ahmad, China has suspended the PlayStation Store in the country, and that apparently the reason given was to carry out security upgrades. The PlayStation Store has been temporarily suspended in mainland China from 7 AM on May 10th. No time or date given for resumption of services. The exact reason given is to carry out security upgrades, but it is unclear what this means exactly. Of course, anything involving China leads to conspiracy theories, so I'm looking forward to reading all of those. I'll go first. Maybe they found a game about Winnie the Pooh and President Xi Jinping got offended?
Yeah, that's not funny.
However, China isn't the only thing Sony has to worry about right now. According to analysts, the PlayStation 5 might be considerably more expensive than the Xbox Series X, which, if true, could be disastrous for Sony. After the Xbox Series X gameplay reveal, Jeff Keighley hosted a bonus round live stream which featured Michael Pachter of Wedrush Securities, who said, Microsoft has a big balance sheet. If they want to cut the price by $100 and subsidize the first 10 million, they will. So I think they're waiting to have Sony blink first, and then they'll reveal their price and launch date. It's going to be holiday 2020, so very likely in November and very likely $400. Microsoft is currently pushing further ahead in the race for next generation, while Sony is still focused on solidifying the win for this one. But if the Xbox Series X is $100 cheaper than the PS5, the next generation could go very differently. Xbox Game Pass has been a huge success for Microsoft, and Xbox has been much more forthcoming with its efforts in backwards compatibility, both of which have won them favour with lots of fans. Right now, I'm sure most of the folks over at PlayStation are putting all of their efforts into fixing the Last of Us debacle and ensuring the same thing doesn't happen with Ghost of Tsushima, but time is ticking away, and if these analysts are correct, Sony needs to be very careful about its next move. Are you dedicating to getting the Xbox Series X or the PS5, or are you like me and think brand loyalty to a corporation who really doesn't care about you is just plain stupid? I'll just go where the best games are. The correct answer is obviously PC, so I'll leave you to sift through that can of worms. And finally, Foster's Fever is still an ongoing problem, and another gaming event has fallen by the wayside. Tokyo Game Show, or TGS, was scheduled to take place on September the 24th at Tokyo's Makuhari Messe event hall, but it will no longer be going ahead. Event organisers CESA, Nekai, and Detsu published a statement saying, due to the outbreak of Foster's Fever on a global scale and the situation remains unpredictable in Japan as well, the organisers and co-organisers have reached a decision after a long consideration to place the utmost priority on the health and safety of visitors, exhibitors, and stakeholders. We ask you for your understanding and cooperation. The event isn't a total loss and has followed the footsteps of many and will be continuing in an all-digital capacity. Attendance at the show has declined over the past couple of years, as it has with many events like this, so these digital-only replacements will be the true test of whether or not on-stage showcases are really necessary in the modern age, when we can get all the same bullshit misleading trailers from the comfort of our own homes. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this no shit format, go ahead and give the video a like to give it a boost, hit subscribe and the bell if you want to stay up to date on all future installments, toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. That's all for today. I've been Henry Cooper. Bye for now.